Hello and welcome back to the Bougie Room so we can talk about PlayStation VR 2 and everything else we got to talk about today. So, if you like this content, don't forget to like and subscribe. I was going to not do the... I don't know how long this live is going to be, but we're going to talk about this because this is funny, man. This is pretty interesting. I saw that price earlier today on the... when they announced it on Twitter or whatever. And I was like, wow, really? Are you serious, PlayStation? Like, I really don't know what they're thinking about this because, to be completely honest with you, I mean, I was already thinking like $399 would be a little bit high, but still doable. People would still buy into it. People would still run with it. I mean, I bought this PlayStation VR a while back, and yeah, man, I'm still waiting for those bangers that were supposed to be coming to that. And all I got was tech demos and Beat Saber. I got Beat Saber and tech demos. I mean, I guess maybe you could say Blood and Truth was okay, but it was nothing super duper special. Am I even live? That's weird. Nobody showed up. Nobody likes me anymore. They're like, we're not coming to listen to you because you're talking about PlayStation stuff. Whatever. Yeah, so PlayStation VR 2, man, that price is way too freaking high for that thing. Maybe people will show up. I don't know. Sorry, I was putting out other videos. Maybe I should have just waited. Oh. I'll invite people over here. Because I know the internet's probably blowing up with this today, but I've been working on putting out some videos for WRC. I wasn't really gonna go live about this, so maybe I can just not be live about it. Oh, let's see. Community. Yes, VR2. Sorry, I'm just inviting more people because there's only a few of us here, and I wanted to talk and have a debate, so I was trying to get some of them ponies to come over here and defend that $549 price tag. That's why we're sitting in the bougie room talking about that PlayStation 5 experience, man. I really do think that there's something completely wrong with PlayStation right now at this point in time. This doesn't make any sense to me. $549.99, man. Like who is gonna adopt that? I mean, like, let's say, okay, there's 5 million people that bought into the PlayStation VR, that bought into PlayStation VR on the first one. I'm one of them clowns. I've got Beat Saber and a bunch of tech demos. That's what I got on my PlayStation VR. I got Beat Saber and a bunch of tech demos. Gran Turismo, like seriously, Gran Turismo Sport, you could race one other person, or you could do like test like time trials. That was the best they could do. I mean, well, I guess it was the Resident Evil. You could do the Resident Evil, so that one was pretty decent. That one was pretty decent. But I'll tell you what, man, like, out of all that money that I spent on that headset, and then we played almost 100%, almost, I would say 95% of the games we played on that, out of about the 40 that I own, was literally freaking Beat Saber. We played a lot of Beat Saber for, what did I pay for that? It was like $3.99 or something, maybe, because I got the Blood and Truth bundle with the Everybody's Golf and the Move controllers and everything. So we spent $400 for that, and we played Beat Saber. We literally played to pay We literally paid all that money to play Beat Saber. Respect your opinion on the PSVR. Okay, all right, we can get into the specs. You want to talk specs? Let's talk specs. To run Half-Life Alyx at ultra settings at 120 frames a second, you need an RTX 3080 and a 5800X. Like, that's what I need to run. I have the PC to run that at ultra settings at 120 frames a second. My PlayStation 5 barely does 4K 30 frames a second. You want me to all of a sudden think it's going to run 4K games at 120 frames a second on PSVR 2? I really don't. I mean, dude, I fell for the crap on the PSVR 1. I fell for it on that. I got an underbaked system. I got an underbaked headset. It never did any of the stuff they said it was going to do. And it looked like somebody rubbed Vaseline in my eyes every time I would play it. Every game looked smeary and blurry. So you want me to believe that all of a sudden Sony turned a new leaf after marketing the PlayStation 5 as a 4K 60 frames a second console that could do 120 frames a second, and then like they don't do it? You're better off. Yeah. Dude, I'm telling you, man, the PS5 is not going to deliver the experience that they're selling you with that headset. It's not. It's not going to. Just like the PlayStation 4 Pro did not deliver that experience that they said I was going to get with the PSVR. I'm not falling for Sony stuff again. If they would have sold it for $399, I would have been like, okay, because you already know you're not going to get the textures. You already know you're not going to get the high quality visuals. You already know you're not going to get that. And if you think you're going to put on this headset and it's going to look as good as your games look on your 4K TV, it's not going to happen, guys. It's not going to happen. That PlayStation 5 is not going to push that headset, that tech that they claim is in the headset. It's not going to push it. I'm sorry. I don't know what else to tell you guys. It's not going to push it. Oh my gosh. You should have seen the image quality and the settings that I could get with that 3060 Ti on this Oculus Quest 2. I was getting like 80 frames a second on the Assetto Corsa Competizione with like epic settings. And yeah, dude, like I don't believe that you're gonna get. I don't believe that this PlayStation VR 2 is gonna be worth that much money. I don't. I think that you're gonna put it on and you're gonna instantly have buyer's remorse, just like I instantly had buyer's remorse when the honeymoon phase wears off, like with the PSVR. And like the only game you're stuck playing, the only one that looks good is Beat Saber. When you're only playing Beat Saber for $549, man, don't come running back to me and say, "Oh, Frog." Like I know I'm right, dude. Like I know I'm freaking right. Like I wanted PlayStation to be able to make this great. Like I did. Like I 100% believe that if anybody can do VR and bring VR mainstream and make it really work, it'd be PlayStation. But they just PS Vita'd the PlayStation, the PSVR 2. They just PS Vita'd it, man. They did. It's overpriced. It's gonna be way overhyped, and it's gonna way underdeliver. Just like PSVR 1 did, man. $600. It's too much. It's too much. It's too much. Maybe they shouldn't have put such high specs in it if they have to sell it for that high. It's just too much. The adoption rate is going to be far too low. It will. Like I'm really not trying to be mean, but I am sick and freaking tired of these marketing ploys. Like what's foveating? Foveating, is that the new fake 4K? Is that how you say fake 4K now? Foveating. It'll only render the pixels that are right there in your eyes. It's going to be a blurry mess. Oh my gosh. You can already tell just by looking at the previews of the images and the games that they've already shown us. It doesn't look like it doesn't look super impressive. Like the visuals don't look as impressive as his Horizon Forbidden West. Like, you know what I mean? Like, guys, come on. Don't forget the PS5 is on par with the RX 6600 XT. So even if the screen is good, it doesn't mean the performance is good. Yeah. I'm saying, guys, foveating is like variable rate shading. Yeah, exactly. It's like variable. It's like yeah, dude, I don't know, man. It sounds like another buzzword to make you feel like you're going to get 4K when you're not going to get 4K. And if you are going to get 4K, they're not going to be really intense visuals. They're not going to be really intense visuals, just like PSVR 1, man. Just like everybody sits here and is like, oh yeah, dude, you got to see Half-Life Alyx and it's so great. I've seen it, bro. It's not, I mean, it looks good. It looks cool for what you can do in VR. But I'm telling you guys, like VR in my opinion, man, if they want this to go mainstream, they need to drop the buzzwords, because this thing is going to come out. People are going to see this. People are going to see these visuals. And as soon as that honeymoon phase wears off and they've got it sitting like my PSVR sits right here. Right here. Yep. Oh, man, it sits right next to my Quest. Dang, dude, they both just sit there. I don't play them. I don't play them enough to care. Like, I don't play them enough to buy into any more of these weird marketing ploys, because they're all just buzzwords, man, and they never deliver. It has eye tracking, so it renders highest resolution where your eyes are looking. It's actually quite cool. So to me, it sounds like another checkerboard thing, man. Sounds like another checkerboard thing. Welcome, Scooter Boots. Okay, guys, I'm not trying to be mean about VR, but let's be real about it. Let's be real about it. You can defend it all you want. You can love it all you want. Let's be real about VR. VR is pretty freaking niche. Okay, like I do want to see it grow, because I do want it for VR sim racing. Like that's the only thing I care about when it comes to VR at this point, is the sim racing. And right now, my Quest VR with my PC delivers a good enough experience in sim racing that I'm like, okay, this is cool. This is cool. But when it comes to all these other games, like, where the hell are these freaking, where's all the AAA bangers that were supposed to come to PSVR, man? I paid a lot of money for my PSVR and I never got those bangers. We sat and played, seriously, the only game we ever played on that was Beat Saber. And that was like the first game we bought for the Quest VR 2 was Beat Saber, because that's the only game that anybody wanted to play. Consoles and PC gaming don't even compete with mobile. PSVR 2 wireless adapter, if they even have one. I'm not jumping the gun, Tara, dude. I'm not jumping the gun, man. I've got two headsets sitting right here that haven't delivered on the promises. Two, not one, but two that haven't delivered on the promises. You know what I mean, buddy? That's precedent. That's literal freaking precedent sitting right there. And you're trying to tell me that a PlayStation 5 that can't even run 4K at 60 frames, if native 4K at 60 frames a second, is somehow magically going to be able to run 4K VR? VR is more intensive than just regular rendering it to a screen. Like, there's more involved. I know that I know that foveating is not a Sony thing, Tara. I understand that. I do. I understand that, but I'm not falling for any more buzzwords, man. I don't care if they found a way to trick you into believing you're getting 4K by following your eyes, dude. Like, I don't care. Like, I'll go with my regular setup that I know can push the real pixels so that I can see the real pixels, man. Because I know PS5 can't even run games at 1440p 60 frames a second, man. You really think this thing is going to run your games? I don't know what to tell you, man. Like, I'm not buying one at $549. I'm not going to do that. Like, if they go down to $399, I'll pick one up. $399 is the max I'm going to pay for PlayStation VR 2. If they do hit like the $399, you know, within the lifetime, I will pick one up when they're $399. But I'm not going to pay Sony tax for fake 4K, dude. I'm not going to do that again. I'm not going to do that again. Best software on VR, including Quest 2. Big screen and rec room. See, I mean, I've done like the rec room and stuff. I've even played a little bit of that Horizons, that oh my gosh, that Quest Horizons or Meta Horizons or whatever. That's not too bad. If they could enhance the visuals on that and make the visuals look cooler, dude, I think that would really take off. But the way it looks right now, I'm not paying any more money for fake 4K, guys. I'm sorry. Roblox in VR, and I'm not doing it, man. I'm not going to do it, guys. I don't know why everybody keeps talking about the Meta Pro, because that's not even intended to compete with this, man. You can take that Meta. The Meta's already a better thing. You can take it with you. You can literally put that thing in a bag, take it with you, and play it anywhere, literally anywhere. The PlayStation VR, you have to plug it into your PlayStation 5 to even power the thing, man. So like I don't get where I don't get why that's even being a comparison. I don't get that. Now I've seen a lot of competing information about, you know, OLED versus the fast refresh or it's like some kind of fast refresh LCD screen. Meta Pro isn't. Yeah, Meta Pro is not even intended for a gaming thing. I mean, you can use it for all that. All your purchases and everything are backwards compatible. Go figure. I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know, man. Like, if you guys are all about falling for them buzzwords again, man, like, that's fine, dude. I know. Digital Foundry came out and said, this is the coolest headset we've ever seen. This is so good. I really have a hard time trusting Digital Foundry. I do. I do have a hard time trusting Digital Foundry because I feel like they cherry pick every single thing. And the footage they show and the way they did like the Gotham Knights thing, man. Yeah, dude. That just makes me question them because I know you get fake 4K on PS5 and Series X. That was the last time I'm getting freaking hoodwinked. Not getting hoodwinked anymore, man. I'm not getting hoodwinked with a 4090 and fake frame rate. I'm you know what I mean? Like, I'm so sick and tired of the gimmicks. I just want what I pay for. That's it. I just want what I pay for. I've accepted the Xbox Series X and PS5. Like, I've accepted those. I've accepted the Series S. I'm not going to get hoodwinked into buying any more of these things that yeah, Gotham Knights got a lot of freaking hate because of what Digital Foundry did to that. If you look at that footage that they showed in that analysis, like, look at that, dude. Really? They're going to put Batman Arkham Knight in like this really cool bright place where all these lights and stuff are. And they're going to have like Gotham Knights on like just this empty street that's like nothing. I mean, at least try to do, you know, people always complain all the time about the comparison videos I make. I literally do those for fun. Like, I don't even care. I'll put differing stuff in there all the time, dude, just for the heck of it. I do it for fun. They do it. Like, literally what they do literally makes people like look at something like Gotham Knights and be like, ew, that game is garbage. Series X looks 4K to me. It does look 4K. Like, don't get me wrong. I mean, it looks good on your 4K TV. It looks good on your 4K TV. You will get fake 4K on PS5. And you'll also get fake 4K on a 4090. If you turn on ray tracing, it's just how it is. He's upscaling. That's what I'm talking about, man. They keep getting us with these fake freaking words, man. I don't know how long this live stream is going to be. So, just so you guys know, it could be just a few minutes. I don't know. Oh man, I'm just getting frustrated with this. Digital Foundry provide and analyze the data. Some people may not like what they have to say, but that's beside the point. So I've watched what Digital Foundry said in their videos, man. I have. I've been watching Digital Foundry for years now. Why don't my results ever come close to theirs? Why don't I ever feel the exact same way they do when I play the stuff and I see it with my own eyes on my own equipment? Like, why don't I ever feel that way? I don't ever feel that way. I think Gotham Knights is a beautiful freaking game. I mean, and it looks a lot better than Arkham Knights in a lot of ways. But Arkham Knights does have some really cool freaking effects that are literally made from, like, Rocksteady is a far better developer than the other guys. You know what I mean? So that's like comparing a PlayStation 5 movie game to like a Ubisoft game. You know, in my mind, like, why even do that? Well, I don't know, Tara. I don't know, my friend. Towards Sackboy on PC. Well, yeah, he's got to make that PlayStation 5 look better. Yeah, I didn't watch that video. I don't know. I don't even care to watch that one. I don't really care. I like Sackboy on my PlayStation 5. It's just fun. OCD gamer. You ain't paid. Because I ain't a paid Sony shelf. I know they need to give me money so I can start saying, yeah, guys, go buy PSVR 2 for $549. Wow, that's a low price. Gosh. Honestly, guys, if the PSVR 2 worked with my PC, if I could plug it into my PC and use it, I honestly would have a different outlook on it. I would be like, okay, cool, I'll buy it for $549. I could use it with my PC, but I don't know, man. It's going to be locked to this weak PlayStation 5, guys. While I wait for PS2 to drop in price, I'm going to play my backlog. It's the price of, I know, man, it costs more for the freaking headset than the PlayStation 5. Let that sink in, guys. They get permit. Yeah, you know what? Sometimes I do wonder if they are getting paid to, you know what I mean? Because there's a lot of stuff, dude, that they'll say, and I'll buy 2 copies of the game, and I'll look at both of them, and I'll be like, wow, dude, why don't I see the same things they see? And there's just way too many things to question. You know what I mean? But I mean, look how small my channel is, dude. Nobody cares what I got to say about Digital Foundry. Nobody cares. Like, literally nobody cares. And this isn't a channel to sit and call out Digital Foundry. I don't care. Like, let them do their hustle, man. I don't care. I'm wiser to it. Like, I can see things with my own eyes. I'm cool, man. Whatever. I don't need to get out there and challenge them. Like, who cares? People believe them. They love them. Whatever, dude. Handle that. You are charging full AAA price. Don't give a shit if it's Sony or whoever developing Gotham. I'm going to compare it to other $70, $60 games who don't run at 30 FPS and don't stutter. Yeah, that's fine, dude. Be mad at the game all you want. I feel like you're going to have a very disappointing generation ahead of you, Tara. Very disappointing. Very disappointing if you're that dead set. I bought, played, and loved Gotham Knights. It's an amazing game. If it doesn't run at 60 frames a second, dude, I still enjoyed my time with it, man. Like, it didn't bug me that much. I played it mostly on the PC, but even playing on the Xbox and the Series S, I was okay with it. It ran just fine. I even ran the PC version at 30 frames a second for like a lot of the time I played it. And I was okay with that. Gotham Knights Defense is about reboot story, not even related to Arkham Knight, so they just want a game for other side heroes than Batman. Yeah, I like the way Gotham Knights is formed. Like, I love that game. I love the story on it. I loved the ending of the game. I thought it was freaking awesome, man. Like, I thought it was awesome. Yeah, they could use that. That game is so CPU heavy that I don't know, man. Honestly, if any one of them's got a chance at running that game at 60 frames a second, it will probably be Series X. I don't know if it'd be a locked 60 frames a second, but I think it could get pretty close. But they would have to drop the resolution to probably 1440p, probably around maybe 1440. I think the Series X could potentially do maybe 1440p. not a locked 60, but I think it would be pretty close to where VRR could probably keep it a lot more stable, to be completely honest with you. PlayStation 5, it would probably be just under the VRR range most of the time, like it was with Tales of Arise. So I don't feel like you would get that. I don't feel like it would be beneficial. So I feel like the game was built in parity with PlayStation 5. That's kind of my thoughts on that game. I kind of feel like one of the platforms kept all of the platforms at 30 frames a second. To be completely honest with you, I feel like the Series S could probably potentially do it a little bit better than what it's doing, man. Because the Series S is running Plague Tale Requiem a lot closer to the 40 FPS than the PlayStation 5 is at its resolution. So I don't know, man. I don't know. That's the thing. We know that the Xboxes are both made with the same freaking full RDNA 2. The PlayStation 5 are of a highly customized RDNA 2. So I don't know. I don't know. I don't know why Gotham Knights wouldn't run 60 FPS on the Series X. The reason is because the game is a single core. It's very single core demanding. They can drop the resolution to 800, 600 is still below 60 FPS. I get that. Didn't you just hear what I said? I said that it would be a fluctuating 60 frames per second, that it would put low frame rate compensation, as does Xbox Series S. So even if it goes under the 40, it doesn't matter. It still kind of feels a lot smoother if it's running the gamut up to 60 frames a second. I'd say that there's parts, all of the indoor stuff would easily run at 60 frames a second on both of those consoles. Probably even the PlayStation 5. It's the outside world traversal that would be a little bit harder on it. Yeah, if you're right. I mean, it does. Like,